Right now, Steph Curry came into the game needing 4 3-pointers to tie Paul Pierce for 6th all-time on the NBA's three-point made list. Steph Curry has made 1 so far tonight. Certainly want to keep track of that. Chris Marlowe, Scott Hastings on the call.
Goes to body. Look at everybody goes to rim, long miss, or long shot, long miss. Here's another. See, everybody just turns, same thing, and no one turned to a body. Defense ain't stopping. You talk about great defensive play, but rebounding is part of defense. There's another one.
No. And the Warriors are crashing the offensive glass on every possession.
That's what I said a while ago with Denver. Denver's sending one guy and everybody else is kind of just dragging back. Listen, great offensive teams usually aren't great rebounding teams on the defensive side. Denver could do the same thing to Golden State.
Kevin Durant, 2 points so far, 1 of 5 shooting. Durant, the shaky bakey, he'll make that, won't he?
That's that little pull-up.
Yeah, that's pretty good at that.
A dead thing in the NBA, but Durant tends to do it pretty good, doesn't he?
Does. You know, I asked Steve Kerr about that as Lyles comes in. Nice. Juancho for 3. That's your 3.
And that's the Trey Lyles that we've gotten to know, at least in the preseason, being able to confidently make shots, and being able to create shots for his teammates. Well done there.
Thompson, and out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds.
A little penetration, gets inside. Look at 1, 2, 3, 5 bodies below the free throw line. They forget Juancho. Knocks it down.
That's familiar territory for him, Scott. He's hit 6 3-point shots in the game against the Golden State Warriors in the past.
Juancho's greatest game ever. Don't forget, Nuggets partial plans are available. Lyles for 3. Not that
guy
time.
you just want to get going, don't you? He's too good of a shooter not to make something.
Lyles with a deflection. Bad pass. Nuggets have numbers. Plumlee's the middleman. Morris. Monte Morris, long range. Nope. Shoot free throw. So Trey Lyles has come alive.
Yes, and Chris, that's something that he hadn't done when he was missing shots, is doing other things, and Trey Lyles is getting it done in every area right now, making plays for his teammate and aggressively up on the offensive glass, and that's the Trey Lyles that we got to see so much in the preseason, doing so much of everything for the Nuggets.
And what I said a while ago, you can hurt Golden State on the offensive glass too if you'll just get in there. If you're thinking about becoming a Denver Nuggets season ticket member, purchase a half-season, quarter-season plan today to find the membership that works best for you. You see the best seats at the lowest prices, team store discounts, and playoff seating priority. You can get online at Nuggets.com or call them 303-287-DUNK, 303-287-38.
So it's easy to look at Golden State and say, hey, they're starting the season undefeated yet again, ahead of Denver by 4 in the second quarter. It's just smooth sailing for them. But playing in Utah and Denver on the road to start the season, Greg, those are 2 hard places to play.
Against 2. They're hard if Denver and Utah aren't that good. and now Utah and Denver are both really good basketball teams, great depth. But give Golden State a lot of credit. The other thing, too, when you're the world champ, you get everybody's best. You know, you're the biggest game that team's going to play probably, that week for sure. Doesn't matter who else they play. And so you're always going to be pumped to want to play against them. And for them to be on the run that they've been on and to be still playing at this level, it's impressive. You give up 81 in the first half to Utah, and you still find a way to win that game. And they're getting those contributions from other guys. We know about that core 4, but other guys are stepping up, making plays. Jerebko with the tip-in the last game. So impressive start in what they hope will be a historic run.
Well, in the games this season, we've seen Golden State kind of show a little bit of themselves from the past 2 years. You know, Golden State likes to kind of get ahead and then, you know, play with teams, turn the ball over. Well, in the Utah game, they got behind and almost weren't able to close it out. So I think they're going to learn from that. Utah and Denver, tough places to play, especially in a back-to-back. But tonight, they're not getting behind in the first quarter. And
0-2, that's what the Thunder are facing right now. Down by 7 as the fourth quarter is about to start. Paul George, 20 points so far through 3 quarters on 7 of 14 shooting, so that's a positive. Russell Westbrook also making his season debut. We'll get to that next. You're watching the Auto Trader pregame show. Tobias Harris averaging over 20 points a game, averaged a career high 19 a game last season. Is he ascending? Just 26 years young. Rockets Clippers set the tip off in just a few minutes. Let's head to Cleveland. Speaking of ascending, the rookie, Trae Young. He balled out. Kevin Love, well, he got off to a hot start, cooled down during the game. Love knocking down from outside. Then Love finishing around the basket. Finished with 16 points and 17 rebounds, but a tough shooting night for him. Trae Young, we mentioned him. Candace, just looking comfortable.
Trae Young has range. When you come into this league and you have the ability to shoot and play make for your team, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And only one turnover to go along with that, so impressive. That skill set, and folks, this is what you got to be able to do in this league to be a high-level point guard. I think if you look at the top guys in our league, for the most part, they all shoot it well from beyond, and Trae Young came in with the ability to shoot with distance.
35 points and then 11 assists. Also hit 6 three-pointers. Joined Steph Curry and Jason Kidd as the only rookies in NBA history to accomplish those 3 feats in their rookie season. And look at that, just a beautiful pass down low, finding Amari Spellman.
I tell you
Then
what,
Spellman again
they had a terrific draft.
from outside.
Kevin Huerter, Amari Spellman, obviously Trae Young. Those guys are all going to be a part of the future of this organization if they keep developing. They have shown a lot of talent and potential here early on.
Hawks finished with a franchise record 22 three-pointers made. Think about the history of that franchise, including great shooters like Kyle Korver. This team, with 133 points, just set the franchise record for three-pointers in a game with 22. So, again, we talked about Trae Young a little bit in that highlight. Coming out of the draft, there was a lot of backlash about how good is this guy going to be, really? How big is he? There were so many, hot takes about what he doesn't have, but we see what he does have.
Well, Trae, we were talking about this earlier. When you come into the league and you have skills, you already can shoot the basketball. It's just about adjusting to the physicality of the NBA. And we all knew from college that he could see the floor. He was a great passing point guard. In this league, to be successful, you have to be able to play in the pick and roll, you have to be able to shoot the three, and you have to be able to play make for your team. And he does all 3 of them for Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a chance to be a really good player in this league. I think he's got a chance to be a perennial all-star. Now, I don't necessarily see that happening in the next 3 or 4 years just because of the depth and talent of that position. But when you start looking 5, 6 years down the line, remember, he's only going to be 25, 26 years old. And if he keeps progressing, because he's shown, like, there haven't been many guys got 35 and 11 as a rookie. And
6 three-pointers.
Yeah.
There's 3 now.
Yeah, and he's the
third
only one that was a one-and-done guy. Like, Steph went to school for 3
Absolutely.
years. Jay Kidd went to a school for a couple years, and they were physically more mature than he is. So I think it's a terrific start for him this early in his career to have one of those monster games because it'll help validate his confidence moving forward.
And the 11 assists, think about this. He was playing without John Collins, who's a guy you can just throw it up and he's going to find a way to put it down, right? Because he has tremendous hops and plays around the rim. So think about that. Future for the Hawks starting to look a little bit brighter. Speaking of a bright future, anyone facing
I want to
that
see
guy.
Boban dance.
Boban about to take on the Houston Rockets, playing career high in minutes, averaging career high in points. Let's see if that continues tonight.
You're the brotherhood of muscle.
You mentioned the Pelicans and the Rockets. I was shocked at how easily, and I knew there were going to be some defensive issues for the Rockets without Trevor Ariza, without Luka Mbamute, but the Pelicans went through them with ease. Like, they didn't have any problem getting up and down the court, finishing right down the middle of the lane at the rim when they wanted to. Anthony Davis got whatever he wanted. Julius Randle got whatever he wanted. Drew Holiday didn't have a big game. He didn't even go berserk at all, and they still thumped the Rockets. It was not competitive. I almost feel like the Rockets, by doing what they did last year, getting to the conference finals, Game 7 on their home floor, James Harden finally win that MVP, almost like they think they've arrived already and they haven't won anything. And they make me nervous as a team that we've all pointed to as a contender and a team that's going to be one of the big-time teams. And then they go out and perform like that on open night. Last year, totally different story. They go and ruin ring night for the Warriors at Oracle, and then they show up last night and lay an egg. I don't get it. I don't get the psyche that goes into a performance like they gave last night.
I'm not going to look too much into one game.
Of course we are. What are you going to do?
I think in that regard, I think Chris Paul should keep them motivated. I mean, he's got to be the hungriest dude in the league right now as far as trying to win a championship.
Yeah, but that has to affect everybody else. Chris Paul competes like a wild man every night, but they had a bunch of guys who just looked like they could have cared less about working on the defensive end and were trying to, match bucket for bucket. They couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's Houston's defense. And if you have big guys who can take advantage of that stuff, take advantage of the smaller guys, Harden, Paul, James Ennis in the paint, and Anthony Davis is one of those guys that is big but can also play one-on-one in the post and outside. Maybe you can take advantage of Houston's defense better than some other team.
That was Sekou Smith and John Schumann.
Sekou.
Check out the Hang Time podcast. Hey, it's Michael Carter-Williams getting ready to lace them up for the Rockets as they face the LA Clippers.